Welcome. Welcome. Good evening. And on behalf of the Vassar Haiti Project, welcome to our 7th annual Art and Soul Gala. And I feel as though this is so exciting. It is such an accomplishment.
Thank you.
We are blessed to have you here in our presence as we share our work in the beautiful land of Haiti and celebrate the essence of Asian art, as well as the voices, culture, stories that are both being conveyed and uplifted through them. Tonight, we will be honoring the people of Haiti. We will also be honoring 2 individuals whose work have continually contributed to our project. Those individuals, of course, are Bob Morgenthau, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and Lucinda Franks. Additionally, we thank you for your solidarity and support that allows for continual growth in the Vassar Haiti Project. With that being said, please give yourself a round of applause. During our time at Vassar, as students that volunteer as part of the Vassar Haiti Project, and alumni that always find their way back, it has been amazing to witness firsthand, of course, the tremendous amount of progress we have made with our educational, environmental, women's empowerment, and importantly so, health initiative. As many of you know, Art and Soul is one of our jewels, our gem, not only because of the beautiful artwork that taps into our soul on a beautiful day like this, but also because this event allows us to fundraise for the entire annual cost of our clinic in Fiervil, Haiti in one single night. Think about that. This includes the annual salaries for our doctor and 2 nurses, medications, and the overall maintenance of the clinic. And also Dr. Gesslin is here tonight. Be sure to meet him. He is the doctor for the clinic. So there are a lot of beautiful people right here in your presence as part of this event. More than 5 years ago, our health initiative started without a physical building and consisted of mobile community health workers holding a clinic only once a month. Then, when the clinic was constructed in 2014, we had temporary doctors who served about 100 patients a year. But check this out, and this is where it becomes amazing, of course. Since then, our clinic has expanded to include 2 full-time nurses and 1 part-time doctor who holds a clinic once a week for the most serious cases. The clinic serves an estimated 3,000 patients annually from almost 32 surrounding villages. That was a well-deserved round of applause. As the Asian proverb goes, petit petit, oiseau fournishly. This translates to little by little, the bird builds its nest. The health clinic is our nest, and thanks for your support, we have been able to build and grow this health initiative. Thanks to people like you. Yes. With that being said, first we will feature a video that shows our honorees for the year, Bob Morgenthau and Lucinda Franks, and it will also give an overview of our clinic and the amazing work that we do as part of our project in Haiti.
Hello, railroad. Is it the railroad? I'm on the one-way ticket down to Tennessee. I'm leaving immediately. Chattanooga, here I come. Pardon me, boy. Is that Chattanooga choo-choo? Right on track 29. Boy, you can give me a shot. I can afford to go to Chattanooga choo-choo. I got my fare, and just a trifle to spare. You leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:45. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your lemonade in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing into the bar, then you know the Tennessee is not very far. Shuffle all the forehead, try to keep it rolling. Ooh, Chattanooga, there you are. There's gonna be a certain party at the station in satin and lace. I used to call Funny Face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that I'll never run. So Chattanooga choo-choo, 1, 2, 3.
Ai deixei viver passei não como é que como é que gava com cavale como é beleza o te gava o som que vraiment tout ça voudrait pour vrai tu me consoles pour les biens comme la chante en ta vie pour toujours jouer comme
Well done.
Easier than you thought.
tout mon petit prochain ai dit maman c'est ton pays ton nom pays et qui en scène pour la première reste à tout défendre il ne va loin beaucoup qui fait jamais qui confie ton petit papa non pays loin quand on l'annonce là
Levez-vous vacances, levez-vous vacances. Allez, allez.
You petit pays qui baignait nos mers d'Argentine, pays là, nous réveille, littéralement douce, tellement tranquille. Haïti, c'est qu'on s'en rêve, il est très joli, il est très charmant. You met from the Lord, le temps diamant, le parfum Haïti, Haïti, moi j'aime toute la vie. Haïti, maman chérie, c'est normal pour moi mourir. Haïti, Haïti, moi j'aime toute la vie. Haïti, maman chérie, c'est normal pour mourir.
another round of applause for all of the amazing work that is happening. That video just demonstrated just a snippet of what we actually do. And even from it, it looks as though we're doing a tremendous amount of work. We truly are. Next, we will be welcoming Dr. David Chow, the chair of the Vassar Haiti Project's Medical Advisory Board. And he will give us some updates on our current project in Haiti, including the construction of a solar-powered lab in our clinic that the Rotary Club around this very area are greatly supporting. Welcome, Dr. Chow.
That was terrific. But listening to this music, I feel like part of me wants to sing and dance, but I'll spare you that tonight. Maybe later. So thank you for coming, everyone. Welcome to the 7th Annual Art and Soul Gala. I'm Dr. David Cho. I proudly serve as the chair of the Medical Advisory Board, made up of physicians, nurses, community activists, and everyone involved in this project really as the guiding force. The gala represents a culmination of a years-long fundraising effort, networking by countless physicians and others, and raising awareness about the medical clinic and the vital purpose it serves for the wonderful people of Chermaître. This year, we're so proud, as you've heard, to welcome the Rotary Club and the Rotarians, as I'm told to call, with us tonight, to partner with us. And together, with their contributions, we're close to our goal of $126,000 for the new solar panels. As you may have seen from the video, we're sort of dependent on Mother Nature in terms of how we serve the patients, working in the daytime, but at night we're sort of challenged. So having solar panels there to provide much needed electricity for lighting, as well as our goals to set up a laboratory and refrigeration for vaccinations, I mean really there's a quantum leap forward, so we're so excited about this. Tonight we'd also like to honor all the diamond, platinum, gold, silver, bronze sponsors, many of them who are new, who have committed over $44,000 before tonight. Really hard work by all the Medical Advisory Board and the sponsors. Excuse me. Doctor's work is never done. So with your attendance tonight, we're really close to meeting, I feel, our goal of $180,000 plus, which is far and away our wildest expectations for this project. But of course, all this would not be possible were it not for the hard work and dedication of countless Vassar students who have traveled to and from Haiti, who have worked in the clinics, sang with the wonderful people, and helped prepare tonight's event. I would also like to really recognize and tell the names of the colleagues on the Medical Advisory Board. These individual physicians have spent countless time away from their patients and families to work with the clinic and be with me every month to discuss the clinic and the goals going forward. Without a doubt, these are the best physicians in the community, representing every specialty. I'm going to embarrass everyone, but I want to announce their names. Dr. Dan Katz, Dr. Kim Heller, Dr. Sarah Levin, Dr. Diane Spigatello, Dr. Ingrid Dodor, Dr. Ernest Bartholomew, and Dr. Rich Freeman. Thank you so much for being here. And a special thanks to Andrew and Lila for allowing us to share your vision. It's been transformative for me, and I know all the Medical Advisory Board members. So tonight I encourage you to enjoy the wonderful food, the music, the entertainment, and immerse yourself in the beautiful and exquisite work of the Haitian art. And knowing that in your purchases tonight and your support of the clinic, it really touches so many lives, and that's the purpose of tonight's event. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dr. Betsy Bradley, who will be introducing Lucinda Franks. Dr. Bradley is the president of Vassar College.
David was so gracious to thank the whole advisory board, but what about thanking David, who I believe seems to be in charge? I was able to meet with the advisory board about a month ago, and I saw David's leadership in process, which was wonderful. And also, I know there'll be lots of times to thank Lila and, oh my God, Lila and Andrew, I know that. But I'm not going to be here all night, so I want to take the time while I have the microphone to thank you so much for bringing this wonderful art to Vassar, this wonderful group of people with such generous spirit. So thank you, Lila. Thank you. Okay, I think I have the tremendous honor to be able to introduce the two speakers. I understand one will be on video, and the other is here. Let me begin with Robert Morgenthau. Robert Morgenthau was born in 1919. He graduated from Amherst College in 1941 and joined the Navy that same year. He served throughout World War II aboard destroyers and rose to the rank of lieutenant commander. He was the executive officer and navigator aboard the USS Lansdale and the USS Harry F. Bauer. His ship's crew received the Presidential Unit Citation for its conduct during the Okinawa campaign. After the war, Mr. Morgenthau attended Yale Law School, and in 1961 he was appointed by President Kennedy to the position of U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and continued in that role until 1970. He was the District Attorney of New York County from 1975 to 2009, the longest-serving incumbent in that position. During his time in that office, the staff conducted 3.5 million criminal prosecutions, and homicide rates reduced by 90% in that area. He is a fierce advocate for immigrants and for underserved, and he's published in national newspapers advocated throughout our country and the globe. He serves as the chairman of New York City's Police Athletic League. We saw him out there in the baseball. And as chairman emeritus of the Museum of Jewish Heritage, a living memorial to the Holocaust. Mr. Morgenthau is also on the board of the Immigrant Justice Corps, and he currently serves, this is at 100 years old, he currently serves as counsel with Watchell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz. What an incredible life. Big round of applause for Mr. And now let me introduce Lucinda Franks, who is a Vassar grad. Lucinda Franks was born in Chicago and grew up in Massachusetts and is a graduate of Vassar College. I don't know if I know the year. Okay, it's okay. Okay, no problem. But after she left Vassar, she became a staff writer for United Press International in London, where she covered the Civil War in Northern Ireland, anti-war movements in Europe, and radical terrorists in the U.S. Ms. Franks was appointed as a staff writer for the New York Times from 1974 to 77, writing profiles of public figures, covering local New York politics, and the 1976 presidential campaign, which I remember. She covered trials, such as the trial of Charles Manson disciple Squeaky Fromme for shooting at President Ford. Some of you remember that. She covered it. And investigative reporting, including the expose of Red Dye No. 2, which led to its being banned from the National Food Supply, so we have a great debt to you on that. Since 1977, Ms. Franks has been writing for several notable publications, including the New York Times Magazine, the Atlantic Monthly, and she's had several cover stories in the Times Magazine. In 71, she was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for National Reporting for a 5-part series entitled The Making of a Revolutionary. And this was about Diana Oden, the Weather Underground woman who, I don't know if you remember, blew herself up in a Greenwich Village house, which radical terrorists had made into a bomb factory. These are not shy people. She is the author of several prominent books, including Wild Apples, My Father's Secret War, which is a memoir about the discovery of her father that he was actually a spy working for OSS and CIA in World War II. I guess we can say that now. And most recently, I love the title of this. We all have to read it. Timeless. Love, Morgenthau, and Me. Please join me in welcoming Lucinda Franks back to Vassar.
Well, hi. Thank you, all of you, for coming tonight. I've had wonderful conversations with so many of you, like really meaty conversations, which you don't usually have, except with people like the supporters of the Vassar Haiti Project. And I'm sorry that my husband couldn't be here tonight. He was so disappointed. He's in bed with a cough, a chest infection. But I want to tell you that this honor, we are so humbled by, and we will treasure always. We are both emotionally involved in the Vassar Haiti Project, which is probably one of the most extraordinary charitable organizations in the world. I'd like to give the microphone over to my husband, or the video.
Just a couple of hours ago.
I want to thank all of you coming to support the Haiti Project of Vassar College. There's nothing more important than human support. The mountain people of Haiti, of the forgotten people. And they have no schools, no health care facilities, limited access to news. But they're wonderful people and they're very talented natural artists. So by buying Haitian art, you are supporting those hill people, those forgotten people. Lila and Andrew Mead started the Haiti Project. Andrew's father was a senior consular official living in Haiti and was the spark plug along with Lila to get this project started. But they supported the reforestation of a lot of acreage in Haiti so that they can save land and also have something to sell. They set up a health dispensary to give health care to the natives of one village and we'll do more with this fundraising funds. So what you're doing is exemplary importance and not recognized by so many foundations and people who support other causes. So I congratulate you and I thank you on behalf of the Haiti Project, on behalf of Lila Andrew Mead, and all the people in Haiti, mountain people, neglected people, ignored people, will thank you also for helping Haiti Project to expand its scope. Every year, students from Vassar College come down to Haiti and then hike up. There's no motor vehicle traffic to the village, up these precipitous trails so that they can help them up for health care and community service. There's nothing more important that you can do than supporting the Haiti Project. So I congratulate you and thank you for recognizing the needs of the mountain people of Haiti God bless you. Thank you all for coming. And I'm sorry that health considerations make it impossible for me to be with you. I plan to be with you, but I'm doing this videotape, to explain why this project is important. So thank you all, and God bless you. And I can assure you one thing, your money will be put to good use, building community centers, healthcare facilities for the mountain villages of Haiti. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you on behalf of Bob. I have been hearing about Haiti from my good friends Andrew and Lila for maybe 15, 20 years. And I saw how hard they worked and their indomitable force of students worked. And I supported it because they were my friends. But secretly, I was a little doubtful that there was anything different about Haiti from all the poor countries I had covered and written about around the world. Then, this January, I went there, and my assumptions were turned on their head. As I drove through the streets with my colleagues, there were shacks and hovels, but they were painted these bright, happy colors, coordinated in tangerine, sky blue, violet. That was my first hint that the Haitians were a people that could turn nothing into something. It did not begin auspiciously, it's true, for me. There were 9 strangers of diverse backgrounds. I remember seeing 2 men who were kind of palling and laughing around, a little macho style. And one of them happens to be very prominent, turned out to be a very prominent, serious person. But I was intimidated. And then there was this high school student who I thought, oh no, I have to, I high school student, that I'm going to have to deal with a moody teenager. Great. And then one day, we got to the base of this pretty vertical mountain, and we were supposed to climb up these gorges and boulders, and I thought, right, 20 years ago, yes, now, no. I was contemplating going up in a mule when I didn't see anybody, and they all had started up the trail. So I put one foot in front of the other and followed them, and suddenly on either side of me were 2 young Haitians with their hands out in case I fell. So finally, when we reached the top, we were mobbed by these villagers who hugged and kissed us and began to sing and dance around Lila and Andrew. And it was tremendously moving. The villagers had barely the shirts on their backs, let alone schooling or health care. They were hungry, though, to learn anything and everything. I had brought 50 kazoos, and I borrowed some pots and pans, and as you saw, with a little coaching, the children gathered and made music when they never had any training in music. It was noisy, but it was totally jubilant. Dr. Dan Katz, one of the intimidating, guys. And my former roommate, an intellectual chicken farmer from Connecticut named Claire, tended to the line of sick children at the medical clinic, saving the life of at least one child whose face was swollen up because he had a cut on his chin and his parents didn't even own anything called a Band-Aid. Andrew and Lila were clever about the ways they brought us together. The only rule we had was the daily midnight meeting. Exhausted, dirty, the last thing we wanted was some extraneous debriefing. But as we went around the room, each of us sharing, something counterintuitive happened. I think it was the wonderful Alice Eng who started it. As she related her experience that day, she began to cry. Then the next person also cried. And finally, most of the group, even the men, were wiping their eyes as they talked. These so-called meetings had created an intimacy between us that we then brought to our relationships with the villagers. And then too soon, it was time to leave. I had come to love and respect all of the group members, especially the very competent, unmoody high schooler named Maddie. We had forged relationships that were unique, intense, and abiding. We knew that a part of Haiti would always be with us. We saw how the project transforms the lives of students, allowing them to apply their academic education to life situations, to know that little by little they can make real their idealism. But we adults were altered as well. We also knew that what it meant to do our part in making the existence of the poor, the discarded, a bit richer. We also knew how little it takes to revive that old dream of changing the world. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Thank you all for being here.
This is why I'm meeting this anyway.
I think it was December or January. We went out to dinner with Lucinda and Bob. And Lucinda and Andrew and I talked about being honored at this event. And I wanted her approval before we asked Bob, and she thought it was a great idea. And I'm so sorry he's not with us, but I filmed it, so I'm going to show it to him. But we were sitting at the table, and we were talking about going to Haiti, and then we quickly changed the subject, and we said, you know, Bob, would you like to be honored at our Art and Soul Gala? And Bob said, you know, he kind of smiled and, you know, it was very quiet. He did not eat his meal that night, which is very, very unusual. And later that evening, Lucinda called me and she said, are you ready for this? When I got in the car, Bob looked at me and said,
if you think I'm going to traipse around Haiti, you're crazy.
how do they expect a 99-year-old man to climb that mountain? So he had thought that we wanted him to come to Haiti to get this award. course, they accepted. And I don't want to keep everyone waiting, but Lucinda, can you hold up this? Blue box. It's a Tiffany box, and this is, I hope you're going to open it up. I used to be a crystal buyer in my previous life. This is the most beautiful piece of crystal I have ever seen, and it's your award and Bob's, and you deservedly so for all you've done, not only for us, but for the world in making it a better place. And that's for you.
Layer upon layer. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. It says Lucinda Franks and Robert Morgenthau, Vassar Haiti Project, Art and Soul Honorees, 2019.
Be careful, Lucinda. And we have a wonderful raffle. Tiffany's has been wonderful to us. Our first prize is breakfast at Tiffany's in New York City. We also have a night in New York, a dinner, a night at the Penn Club, and a limousine ride to New York City, and lots of dinners, gift certificates. So please buy raffle tickets. We'll be probably picking them about 8 o'clock. And one last thing. That's it. Lucinda liked this painting. Yes, that's for you. And it's an estate painting by a very famous artist. And it symbolizes the women's work in Haiti. And that's for you. To add to your collection. And last, is Naika in the room? Okay, and where are the musicians?
Let's find them.
Not here? Okay, so Naika Richard is a very famous Haitian American. She actually happens to be related to us, and she's flown all the way from California to regale us tonight, and she's going to be accompanied by the Dijon Bong Jazz Band. Please, guys, come on up. Naika is a graduate of Berkeley College in Boston. She has a recording contract with Columbia Records, and I'm just going to let her do the work.
Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Et quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui, pour la guerre. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je vois en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour en plus finies, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des ennuis, des chagrins s'effacent, heureux, heureux à mourir. Et oui, et quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui, pour la vie. Il me l'a dit, me l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je vois en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Thank you so much, Lila, and the whole Vassar team for having me. This is so amazing. I'm so grateful to be here. I hold this to my heart, and I love Haiti with all of my bones, and I really admire what you guys are doing, and all of you as well. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Lila, for flying me here, and to all of you for playing with me. I thought I would do an original song. So as Lila mentioned, I moved to Los Angeles last year. I moved from Boston, and it was quite a frightening experience for me. And I really missed, in the moment, I really missed my family. And I realized after college, you have to be an adult, and that kind of hit me in the face. So I wrote this song while I was feeling this whirlpool of emotions, and this is called Oh Mama. And if you guys enjoy it, you can find it online. So doing my little promo here. Okay.
racing. My heart and my thoughts fall apart from this moment I'm facing. Adult life just hit me so hard as it tried to embrace me. The real life's just as scary as I thought. Have walked with me down the road, now they don't seem to matter. While I was stuck teasing time, it was just going faster. But what if I don't feel like catching up? No, 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 no. The rest of the world is busy, they got troubles piling up. And maybe I'm just not ready and afraid to grow up. Hey, and oh, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, I need you. I've been trying not to fall apart when my backbone is breaking. When everything's said and done, maybe I'll be awakened. But right now, I just need my mama. Oh, no, no, no. The rest of the world is busy, they got trouble running up. Maybe I'm just not ready, afraid to grow up. Oh, can you help me clapping your hands like this? Hey. This is our last song. This is a Haitian song that I love with all my heart, and it's an old song. It's called Papa Guédé. There's Haitian people in the room. I know, yeah. Okay. So feel free to join if you know this song. I really love this song, and I did this while I was at school. I got a couple of my friends together to record this, and I really love this song. So yeah, this is Papa Guédé. Si l'arc-en-ciel te qu'a chanté, c'est un pour l'humanité à chanter. Côté l'humain prend la voix, c'est un tourbillon qui le fait. On n'était pas missionnaire, et pour ça, c'est notre mission. Si vous faites la moyenne, vous pas qu'à compter. Les gens haïtiens qui ruiné. Yeah. C'est là yo vin refuser, mais on seul monde pas profiter. Mais c'est pas tous les jours non, c'est de toi qui vous n'envoisinage, qui compte pratique ça, pour pas y manger. Oh, mon c'est yo dernier, c'est yo dernier, ami. Oui, entendant la chanter, tout le monde qui te servit, oh, yo pas présenté. Et c'était, yo je me sens soleil, c'est le cap et prier toute la journée. Et yo prier, qui te sous place Sainte-Anne, yo prier, yo fâché pour yo saluer l'image. Et l'enfant qui t'a passé, quelqu'un qui fait seulement yo tendait la chanter. Papa que des belles garçons, que des beaux belles garçons, habillés tout en blanc, pour la monter au palais. Papa que des belles garçons, que des beaux belles garçons, habillés tout en blanc, pour la monter au palais. Elle habillée tout en blanc, qui semblait en député. Elle habillée tout en noir, qui semblait en sénateur. Elle habillée tout en blanc, qui semblait en député. Elle habillée tout en noir, qui semblait en sénateur. Oh, il papa était assis, était niveau. Oh, papa était assis, était niveau. Papa que des belles garçons, que des beaux belles garçons, habillés tout en blanc, pour la monter au palais. Papa que des belles garçons, que des beaux belles garçons, habillés tout en blanc, pour la monter au palais. Elle habillée tout en blanc, qui semblait en député. Elle habillée tout en noir, qui semblait en sénateur. Elle habillée tout en blanc, qui semblait en député. Elle habillée tout en noir, qui semblait en sénateur. Oui, oui, papa que des ciel que des niveaux. Oui, oui, papa que des ciel que des niveaux. Oui, oui, papa que des ciel que des niveaux. Papa que des belles garçons, yeah.
Wow. What's that?
Thank you, Naika. Thank you, Dijon Ball. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Sorry. So if you enjoyed listening, you can find me on Instagram at Naika Music or on Spotify Naika Naika. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, thank you for being here. We have, there's plenty of food left, plenty of wine, and lots and lots of art to buy, so enjoy. Come on up, ask questions of us if you'd like, any of the Medical Advisory Board members, or any of the rest of us. Thanks again, Dijon Mom, for coming as well. You guys are great. thank you everybody for making this event the success it is.